Hey, good morning, everybody. This is going to be a very short video on the Astros game in which Zach Greinke pitched in and on how he was mistreated by Yankees fans. I want to preface this by saying I like many Yankees fans. One of my favorite sportscasters is a Yankees fan in Stephen A. Smith. And one of my best friends, was one of my best friends while growing up, was a Yankees fan, and then one of my other many friends was a Yankees fan. So I know many Yankees fans and enjoy having conversations with them day in and day out, as well as people I met in New York while I was in New York multiple times. So I want to preface this by saying that. But the Yankees fans that chanted about Zach Greinke's anxiety, that's just a damn disgrace. And you shouldn't have even been allowed to stay in your own stadium. Because if I was the security, I would have kicked you out of your own stadium. Because that is a disgrace. It's not even immoral, it's inhumane. That's even worse, in my opinion, than not moral. Doing something inhumane is worse, in my opinion, and in most people's eyes. And you guys went about it so easily that it was disgusting, and it almost kind of wiped out the whole being nice to CC Sabathia thing, because that's how life is. If you're an asshole on one side, you can't really be that nice on this side. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. So it's not all Yankees fans. It's just those individuals that were chanting at Zach Greinke. You should be ashamed of your damn self, because you really should have had hell to pay for chanting that. You shouldn't have been allowed to come back to the game the next day. And you shouldn't have been allowed back in your own stadium, quite frankly, till next season. That's how I would have dealt with it, even as the owner of the Yankees, because that is a damn disgrace, and he should be ashamed of himself for letting his fans do that. So it is a slippery slope when you do that stuff, but it's not what people tweet. Well, you don't want to get to the James Dolan level. Well, the James Dolan level is the Yankees actually have a good owner. So if he does it, people should respect him for doing it. James Dolan is not a good owner. So it's different in that sense, where with the Yankees, they should stick up, especially as one of the superpowers of the MLB. They should stick up for what is right. And time again, when their fans, not all of them, but the select few that get on people, they don't do anything about it for the most part. So that's an issue that the Yankees have to deal with. And that's an issue that the league has to deal with, because no offense to the MLB, but you can do something about this too. You can put something in place. You can put guidelines in place where you're either automatically kicked out of a game, or you're something of the nature if you really get that much into obscenities. You shouldn't be allowed to just come out and trash somebody entirely. And it goes on the same thing with the Harper thing with Nationals fans, because this is a 2-segment video. I started with the Yankees, where it's a disgrace to come at somebody for anxiety disorder, and I connect personally with that since I have it myself. And it is a damn shame that you criticize somebody for that. And you chant stuff at him, just like it was with the Uber driver. Yeah, you were trying to joke. You can say you were joking, but we know half of you weren't joking. You were just being asshats. So you need to really check yourself before you wreck yourself, because people already have a bad opinion on Yankees fans. And it's not really right for the overall fan base. It's like when we look at anything else. You can't put everyone in one grouping. So I don't even think that's right. But my point is, people already have a bad opinion on you guys. So if you start bullshitting, they're going to have way worse of an opinion on you guys. So even in the masses, where the select few that did that affect the masses of Yankees fans. And that's not really fair to Yankee Nation, that you have a select few people chanting about a guy with anxiety, which then affects the masses. It's the same with the Nationals fans. You have these devoted fans that have never seen their team win a pennant. They finally saw their team win a pennant with a fantastic roster with much depth, and it's hard for me to comment on a division rival, but compliment a division rival, with fantastic depth. And they have Juan Soto, they have Howie Kendrick on their bench. Matt Adams even contributed for them during times of Pennsylvania zone. So, I mean, they have multitudes of guys that are good on the bench throughout the years. Adams was helpful for them in the past, and so he is helpful. Zim is a guy you really are happy for. He's never got there. He went from being one of the one of the best first basemen in the league, quite frankly, third baseman in the league, to them moving to first to be able to prolong his career. And it seems with the Yankees and the Nats fans that Nats fans are more focused on the fact that Harper, to wrap this up in a conclusion, left their team. Not overall. Again, it's not the masses, it's a select few. But what it does is, when you have a select few, do you think people are going to come out, most people at least, come out and say, oh, it's just a select few people that are critiquing and being annoying? No, they're going to say your fans suck. And that's how most people are. It's not necessarily it's not the right thing to do. But that's how the world works. You say something as part of an organization, most times people come out against the whole organization. You say something as part of a charity, most of the times people come out against the charity if you say something off-putting. If you say, it's the same thing in sports. It's a business. If you say something, people are going to come out against the fan base, because you need to be able to kind of hone it in and just enjoy the moment. And that's a disconnect with some Yankees fans and Nationals fans and many other fans in the MLB. Many fans might get on somebody, but they're not going to insult their family, number one. They're not going to insult their wife. They're not going to insult their kid, newborn kid, be it all be. And when it comes to the Yankees, they're not going to insult someone's anxiety disorder, and they're not going to insult the fact that someone was an Uber driver before he became a big league pitcher, because you want to know what that is? Impressive. It's nothing else but impressive. Because I would like to see any of you fans that booed, not booed, but some booed, but chanted at that guy about being an Uber driver, try to do the same thing he did. Because you want to come damn close. None of you would come damn close to being able to pitch in a playoff game. So it's just a disgrace, and I thought it needed to be said. Again, it's weird since I said I'm not going to use this platform that much anymore, and then I kind of released 3 videos in a 24-hour period. But I felt like these are videos that kind of need to be talked about and aren't talked about enough in terms of actually being talked about and not just a bunch of BS going back and forth on Twitter. So I think that the Yankees fans need to stop, and the Nats fans need to stop that, or the select few doing this, because what it does is it affects your masses. It makes the whole fan base look bad. And if you don't want to make your whole fan base look bad, then you should just sit down and shut up. So that has been Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Boric. Peace out.